space. So this feels extra tender and vulnerable for me, which is when I know it's time to share. Checking my own self of like, is this just self-indulgence? But that is the first story to confront. This story that if I somehow share what's actually going on with me or through me, that I'm needy and wanting other people to fix me, when in reality, I just want to be real. And I want to be real with you, and I want you to be real with me, and I want us to be able to know that we are not alone in whatever we're experiencing, even if all the things we're experiencing might be different from each other. So I just made a bold move, one that made me, it brought up all my core wounds or fears, and at the same time was totally exhilarating, and it's because they're one and the same. So in Tantra, we talk about stalking our shadows, really being on the lookout for, when does this core wound, for me, it's that feeling of being unlovable. One of them, right? The feeling of being unlovable, and that if I'm too much, then someone won't be able to support me in that. Not take care of me, not, all the things, but they won't be able to meet me. And then they'll go away. And the very thing that I love and want to have, I will cause to disappear because of who I am. So it's a story that certainly keeps me limited. It's a story that I find 85, 90% of us are running this story of either being too much or not enough. And either of those have that story of, in either of them, someone won't be able to meet us. And they can't meet us until we really put ourselves forward. This is who I am. This is what I desire. So desire has been super alive in me in the field. I went to a gorgeous event with Kathleen Cienfuegos here in San Diego on Thursday night, exploring desire. I went to a play party with Monique Darling and Peter Peterson last night, and I'm going to another one tonight. Desire is very alive in me in the field, but it means so many things. It doesn't just mean this is what I want to feel in my body right now, kind of, but this is what I want or desire or have or to fulfill me, blah, blah, blah. Let me just strip down what I'm saying. Because you notice, if you've been watching from the beginning, it's me doing a little loop around being vulnerable and saying that I fell in love. I fell in love in Michigan again. And it is a beautiful person who can meet me. And that doesn't change the fact that I'm polyamorous. Doesn't change the fact that I am going to Bali to do more Tantra training in March and won't be around. But it is acknowledging that feeling is super alive and in my body and feels delicious. Can I take this in, this pleasure, this experience of just desiring? How does that feel? To be honest with that, it feels wonderful. And then being honest with myself and being able to share that with some other people. And then really being honest and being like, this is where my heart is longing for. Is longing to go back to Michigan. It's longing to be with this person. It is wondering and confused why I left this juice, why I left this desire, and why I left and was afraid to say why I wanted to go back is that story of I don't want to be too much because this person is magic. And I feel like I will lose this magic in my life if I am honest with the fact that I desire him. I desire his time. I desire his attention. I desire his affection. I desire his love. It's okay to have expectations. It's okay. It's okay to have desires, whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing. It's saying, this is what I want in my life and being super clear about it. And desirability, I mean, we just what is that even? We're enough. If what we want in life is what we want and it fuels us and it feels like desire, then of course we deserve it. It's not asking too much. So to be super vulnerable and tell him that and say, I love you. I want to be with you in Michigan. And to feel the contraction on the phone and just to say, here's all the feelings I'm having around that. Here's why I was afraid to say that. I don't want you to contract. I don't want you to run. It's okay if you do. I'm used to that. I'm a clinger. I'm used to having runners. I'm used to having people afraid of my love. But then I have the whole story around that. And that's the part I don't have to have. I'm not too much. You may not be able to meet me. You may not want what I want. This may scare you. But that doesn't mean that I'm scary and my love is scary and my desire is scary. It is welcome. Oh, I just felt that in my whole body. To be so honest with him and say, I want to be around you. What we have is rare. You're rare. I don't want to try to pretend that the dating scene out here in San Diego, that my experience on Tinder, that the people I'm seeing who are lovely, but that's not the same. They're not you. And I don't feel the same way around them as I do you. I don't feel my desire. I don't feel invited to be myself in the way that I am with you. You bring out deliciousness in me that I didn't even know was there. That's what I want. And yes, I deserve it. And I had told myself the story about, I came out to San Diego, I'm here for a certain amount of time, got to stick it out. If I leave, it's like a giving up. I'm a super committed lady. I can do this. But why? Who am I doing it for? What am I doing it for? If I'm talking about the tantric path, if I'm talking about being led with the heart, then let me surrender. Let me get out of the way and let it lead. It will lead me to my desire. It will lead me to my joy, to my happiness, to being met. Not always in the way that I want, anticipate, plan. Usually not. But let me follow that juice. Let me be in it. Who am I restricting it for? Who am I keeping myself from it for? Because I feel like I'll be a failure if I follow my heart and I don't do this thing, that I'm not currently staying in a place that's been a struggle for me. We tell ourselves this story that we are learning that they're teachers and that they have to be difficult. I have to stick it out. I have to pull myself up on my bootstraps, whatever. I have to be the one to save myself. I have to show that I can do it. I have to be on my own 2 feet. All the whatever, the nonsense that we're fed and that we feed ourselves. What if it can be easeful? That's what I desire, ease. What if it's all just an illusion, a story that we're telling ourselves, that this has to be difficult, that we have to learn from pain when we can learn from pleasure? We can learn from desire. So, I was honest with him. I don't have expectations, but I do. I'll be sad if you run, but I'll be okay. It's more important to me that I'm honest with you, that this is how I'm feeling. And it is very likely I'm going to come back to Michigan. And I want to spend time with you. And it's a big reason why I'm coming back. And I'm going to honor and let you have whatever feelings you want to have around that. Those are your feelings. And I will be here and honor if you try to run and do all the other things too. But I'm not going to hold them for you. I'm just going to keep loving. I am just going to keep loving. So when we confront our patterns and our stories with love, they can transform on their own. And when we stalk them in this way with no mercy, it's love, but it's no mercy. I see you. I see the story you're trying to feed me. I see that you're trying to keep me small. I see that you're trying to get me to buy into this illusion that this has to be a struggle. I could have easily said, I'm going to stay here in San Diego. I got, 6 or 7 more weeks. I'm just going to tough it out. I'm going to get whatever clients I can. And, keep going on Tinder, keep going on these dates, kind of fill my time up. That's what I'm doing. Let me just fill my time. Let me be okay. Let me just keep doing the things, keep doing the motions, when it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't. And I don't care. A lot of people who, when they saw me dancing or they do another thing, Tantra, whatever, I wish I could do what you're doing. You can. Let me keep myself from cursing here. You can. We all find ways to do that. I'm here to help you do that. As I work with people on doing that. When you get into your body, when you get into your experience, when you get into your desire, when you allow it to happen, these things flow. I'm not talking about manifesting. I'm not talking about ceremonies. I'm not talking about vision boards. I'm not talking about, feeling like we somehow have to trick or maneuver the universe to try and get what we want. I'm talking about you can live your life now. Just do it honestly. What do you desire? How can you make that happen? Who can you call on for support? How can you call on me for support? There's no reason for us to be stuck in dis-ease, unhealthiness, dissatisfaction with our sex life, dissatisfaction with our friendships, whatever. Like, we're not alone. We're not alone. And we can stalk these shadows together and change these stories and name our desires. I feel so much freer in my body having said this in vulnerability to a vulnerable soul. I love you. I want to spend time with you. This is my desire. I want to be around you. I want to keep growing. I don't have to, all the stories started to come up trying to make it okay and the excuses and, oh, that doesn't mean I want a commitment and I know we're not going to get married and da-da-da. Bump that noise. Here's my desire. Here it is. Take it or leave it. Take some of it, leave some of it. Run, come back to me. Don't, like that's on you. But let me be in my honest desire and let that fuel my life. So I don't know where I'll be in a couple of weeks. I think I might be in Michigan. There were clients there who were like ready and down. That is what I am everywhere. Anywhere you are in the world, if you are ready and down, I will come to you. You bring me to you. And there's love there. And there's love here. All right. That's all I got for now, bees. Be seeing you soon. Love you. Own that desire. We need it. We need it in you. It's going to fuel everything. Just let it out.